Morning, CJ Math students, and welcome to homework 2.10. You're going to add integers with like and unlike signs. So remember, your two options are S, S, A, K. For same signs, add and keep the sign, or D, S, S, M. For different signs, subtract them and keep the sign that has more. All right, so you're first going to go ahead and start off -7 plus -3. That's S, S, A, K. They are same signs, so you add them and keep the sign. 7 plus 3 is equal to 10, but it's -10 because you're going to keep the sign. That's the important part about keeping the sign, right? So you get -10, right? Number 3. Oh, wait, sorry. I also want to do this on the number line as well. So you're going to start at -7, and you're going to just move 3 times to the left. And that's another way you can say, hey, that also ends at -10. Number 3, 8 plus -2. So I have a positive and negative, so that's different signs, subtract more. So therefore I'm going to do 8 minus 2, and I have 6. It's positive 6 because there are more positives than there are negatives, so A is your answer. So you're going to start at 8, right here, move left 2 times, 1, 2. That also proves that your answer is 6. Number 5. I'm going to type -21 plus 17. -21 is a negative number. 17 is a positive number, so we have different signs. D, S, S, M. So what I'm going to do then is do 21 minus 17, or 21 minus 17. That's going to give me 4, and my answer is -4 because I want to keep the sign that is more. I had more negatives. So circle -4 as your answer. The next one. -11 plus -18, that's S, S, A, K. Same signs because they're both negative. Add them and keep the sign. So 11 plus 18, that's 29. And I want to keep the sign, so -29. So keep the negative sign. Number 9, -13 plus -18. Different signs, subtract more. Nope, that's wrong. They are the same signs, so I add and keep them. Just trying to see if you're paying attention. All right, -13, -18, same signs. So you're doing 13 plus 18, which is 31, but your answer is not 31. Remember to keep the sign, -31. You should pause probably right now and try and do 6, 8, and 10, making sure that you understand the type and if you are adding or subtracting and whether you're keeping the sign or not. So, for instance, number 6 is DSSM. Number 8 is also DSSM. Number 10, also DSSM. So in all these 3 problems right here, they're different signs, so you're going to subtract. You want to make sure it doesn't just because they're different signs is your answer negative, right? Here I have more positives, so I'm going to keep my positive sign. Here I have more negatives, so I'm going to keep my negative sign. Here I have more positives, so I'm going to keep a positive sign. Okay? Write the numbers in order from highest to lowest. Remember, further left on the number line, the smaller it is. So the smallest number here is going to be the most negative. So the most negative number is -5. Then followed by -2, then 0, and then we can just do the rest. 3, 4, 9, 12. Okay, smallest number is the most negative, and obviously the most positive is the biggest number. Okay. You're responsible for doing 12. Number 13, place the following values in their proper position on the number line. All right, so we have these fractions here. What is the smallest fraction? So again, -1/4, 4/5, 1/4, -2/3, and 1/2. The furthest to the left would be -2/3, right? So I have, here's my fourths. 1, 2, 3, fourths, right? -1/4 would be right here. But here are my thirds, right? 1, 2, 3. So -2/3 would be right here. So you can see -2/3 is further to the left, so it is the smallest. And then I want to do my fourths again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1/4 is just on the opposite side of 0. And then 1/2 is really the same thing as 2/4, but half, so I can do right there, 1/2. And then 4/5. I want to divide up into fifths, so I'll do that with black right here. So 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, 5/5. So 4/5 is my biggest fraction right there. All right, so those are in order. Oops, and I totally messed up. Sorry, guys. This number line is already divided into thirds, so I was pretending that was one. I wasn't looking. So let's try this again. So negative 2/3 is right here. Now let's divide this number line up into fourths as well. So 1/4 would be about right here, 2/4, 3/4 right here. So negative 1/4 is negative 1/4 right there. On this side we have it already divided into fourths for us. So positive 1/4 is right there. 1/2 is obviously going to be right here. And then 4/5 we need to divide up into fifths. So 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5. So 4/5 is going to be about right here. And now you have that in order. All right, on the back side, using your knowledge of absolute value, remember it's always positive to add and subtract integers. So what's the absolute value of 6? It's positive 6. What's the absolute value of negative 12? 12. What's the absolute value of 4 minus 2? Well, the absolute value of 4 is 4, minus the absolute value of 2 is 2. 4 minus 2 is just 2. What's the absolute value of negative 10 minus negative 6? Well, the absolute value of negative 10, 10. The absolute value of negative 6, 6. 10 minus 6, 6. So 10 minus 6 is 4. Remember, the absolute value of 15 is not negative 15. It's positive 15. It's always positive, right? And now let's compare negative 18 and negative 18. They're both in the same spot on the number line. They are equal. This is not absolute value, right? This is the further left a number is, the smaller it is. So I'm going to do this entire first row here. So negative 18 and 18. Negative 18 way left, and 18 is way right. So negative 18 is less than 18. 18 and negative 18. 18 is way right. Negative 18 is way left. The further left the number is, the smaller it is, so 18 is greater than negative 18, and then obviously 18 and 18 are the same number, so they're equal. You're doing that second row there. And number 17 and 18, arrange them from least to greatest. So what's the smallest number here? That would be the most negative. That's negative 47, and the largest number would be the most positive. That's 20. So let's arrange them then. Negative 47, then negative 11, then negative 6. It's like you're counting backwards, right? And then when you get to the positives, you can go back to normal. 12, and then 20. Right? So the more negative the number is, the smaller it is. Write that down. More negative a number is, the smaller it is. And so negative 100 is smaller than negative 1 because it's further left. All right, that's it. Call me if you have a question.